Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mike's Horsepower Garage. Thank you for joining me for today's video, where I do the one-year review of the Ding Hao waterproof car cover from Amazon. Now, this car cover's been in use for a little bit over 16 months now, and I bought another one around the 12-month replacement because that's about as long as they last, these cheap car covers I get from Amazon. But this one has well outperformed expectations. This thing has been outside just about every single day during that 16-month time frame. So let's go ahead and go over the specs and take a closer look at its condition. Alright, now this car covers the Ding Hao, claims to be waterproof, all-weather, has 6 layers, UV protection, dustproof, snowproof, scratch resistant, does have a soft cotton layer underneath. Came with 2 nylon cords to strap it down, and it has this aluminum film on the top. And as you can see, there's no visual cracks or anything in the, just some creases. No cracks in the aluminum lining. It still seems pretty durable. The one thing that has deteriorated is right here along the stitched seams. There was a red tape. Now you can kind of see the remnants of it there, waterproofing tape. That has deteriorated and cracked off. But honestly, it doesn't seem to have affected the waterproofness of it. It still seems to be rather sealed along these seams. It still holds water rather well. Yeah, the cotton layer underneath is done well. There's been no severe scratching. I always make sure that I put the cover on a clean car so I don't get a buildup of dust and debris under there. But I haven't had any issues whatsoever. This thing has performed, exactly like it should, and at an extremely friendly price point. I have noticed that there's a couple puncture marks. Like I got one little one right there. I did see a stick had fallen from the tree onto the roof up here and created a puncture mark right there. I don't know if you can see it there. So I believe it is time to replace it, but it's actually still doing its job. I got those little black spots there, had a neighbor's cat jump on it pretty much the same week I put it out, so I put some silicone on it, and they haven't leaked since. Just doesn't look nice, but it's still doing the job. Now this size I got is an XL. It says it's for cars that are 190 to 195 inches, something like that. This car measures about 181 inches, but when I get them to fit right on, they're way too tight. So I end up with a little extra material in the back here. But I've never had a problem with it blowing off using those nylon cords that it comes with. Now I paid 40 bucks for this 16 months ago, and I bought the exact same cover for a replacement about 4 months ago now. And I paid $35. Now, one of the main determining factors with picking up this car cover was, of course, price, the fact that it states that it's waterproof, and weight. This car cover weighs in at a little bit over 6.5 pounds, and for being a 6-layer car cover, that's kind of what I expect. I made the mistake one day of buying a car cover without checking the weight first. It claimed to be waterproof. It claimed to be, I think, 4 or 5 layers, and it was a lot cheaper. But once it arrived, and it was just nylon like a tent material, it didn't have this aluminum film on it. So right away I returned that, saying there was no way it could be waterproof, and then I checked the weight, and it was only about 1.6 pounds. So this cover has a substantial weight to it, and that's one of my biggest determining factors when I order them. Now I know I said this is a one-year review, but this thing's actually been out here for 16 months now, and it is doing exceptionally well. The material is held up. It's very strong and durable, not ripping at all. Trying to get a good grip here. Trying to actually see if I can rip it, but I can't. It's still very durable. But for $40 and the claim of it being waterproof, and it has lived up to that claim for well over 12 months now, it's an exceptional value. Especially now that I bought the replacement for even cheaper. So I'm very pleased with the performance of this Ding Hao all-weather waterproof car cover from Amazon. It has definitely stood up to the test of time. Like I said, all that's ever really faded is this tape that covered the seams. And looks like we have a little tiny hole right there, so I guess, yeah, it is affecting some of the waterproofness. So it is time to go ahead and replace it. I've installed the brand new cover to show you what it looks like fresh out the box. As you can see, the tape seams are nice, bright and red, completely faded on the old cover. But if you take a close look at the top compared to the old one, still in pretty good shape. This one's a lot more elastic. Whether you have the 12-month review of the Ding Hao all-weather 7-layer car cover from Amazon, and this thing has performed exceptionally well over the past 12 months, especially at $40 or less. You can't go wrong. This thing has protected my car for well over 12 months now, and it's still going, but it's got some leaks and some spots that are starting to give, so it's time to replace it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for joining me. Please browse my channel for other content and smash that subscribe button. Thanks again for watching.